welcome to Void MTG. Today we are going to dive into Yarok the Desecrated. This is built as a landfall deck. Link to the full list is in the description. Yarok was my third ever commander, and this is my second rebuild of the deck. Yarok the Desecrated is a 2 and Sultai for a 3/5 elemental horror with Death Touch, Lifelink. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. The focus of the deck is to generate value through landfall abilities triggering multiple times a turn. We have a few cards that let us play additional lands on our turns to keep triggering abilities. There are two main win conditions in the deck. Mainly you want to get Craterhoof Behemoth, a 5/5 beast for 5 and 3 green with haste, and whenever Craterhoof enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X till end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control out after you've made a sizable army with Field of the Dead. Land that enters tapped and taps for a colorless, but whenever Field of the Dead or another land enter the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So that's a really easy bar to meet in this kind of deck. Then you have Runescarred Demon, a 6/6 demon for 5 and 2 black with flying, and when Runescarred Demon enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it in your hand and shuffle. He'll tutor up these cards or anything else you need, because when he comes down and Yarok's out, you get to tutor for 2 cards when you play him. Other than that, it's sinking 12 or more mana into Finale of Devastation, which will both tutor for a card and make your guys huge. Now let's go through the highlights of our landfall package. Iridescent Finelasher and Springheart Nantuko are 2 new cards that I love. Iridescent is like an impact tremors for land. And with Yarok plus Offspring, that is 4 damage for every 1 land played. Bestowing Springheart Nantuko on a Scoot Swarm is also super fun. You can easily overrun a table with Scoots. Nissa makes an appearance twice. It is so easy with double triggers and multiple land plays to stack up loyalty on Shadowed Boughs and play creatures from the yard. With Resurgent Animus, you only get to dig once a turn, but there's some great elf ramp and elementals we can hit, as well as grow our mana pool for the turn to play some of the bigger things in our hands. Royal Elemental is one of those great elementals to hit with Nissa. It is hard to deal with you if you take a minimum of 2 things from each opponent on every land drop. You can grow quickly and drain an opponent for 3 or more each drop. Or not, it's a May ability, so you can definitely use it as a political piece. Zendikar's Royal will make 2/2 elementals, and with Risen Reef out, you could go on for a while of making elementals, hitting lands, and drawing cards. Aesi and Azusa will let you play more than 1 land a turn. They are our only additional land drops, but definitely the strongest, where Azusa will let you drop 2 land a turn. Aesi drops you 1, but he'll let you draw 1 to 2 cards for each of those land drops. And he was actually the original commander of the deck. This was the Aesi precon at some point in time. Next, we'll be putting lands into our yard and recurring them. We have a few lands we can crack or discard for utility and ramp, as well as all 3 on-color fetches. Crucible Worlds, Green Warden, and Ramanup will allow us to play these lands from our yard, so we can continuously crack and replay them as one of our lands for turn. Green Warden also will double our landfall triggers. He just caught a reprint, so I don't believe he's that much money anymore. Just a couple quick bounce cards. These will ensure we meet land drops each turn and increase the value of our drops. Cloudstone will allow us to bounce lands or anything else, like an ear tie, back to our hands, and Pan will give us additional triggers on creatures entering. Aboro, aka Buckleberry Fairy, because that is the cheaper one, and 2 bounce lands will let us keep lands in our hand. With Yarok out, Golgari Rot Farm and Simic Ghost Chamber will bounce 2 lands back to your hand, one of which should be Rat Farm or Growth Chamber to keep the landfalls going. Last, our creature ETB ramp and removal. For ramp, we have things like Spring Bloom Druid, Topiary Stomper, and Wood Elves. With Spring Bloom, you will have to sack one or more lands, but with Crucible, Muldrotha, and others, you'll get those out of the yard no problem. Irte is one of the most fun removal pieces in the deck because we'll get to choose one 2 times. Massacre Worm will help you take down an entire token army because the -2 will stack with your X trigger, so it'll be -4 and -4. And Titan of Industry can destroy 2 problematic artifacts or enchantments, as well as stack some shield counters on a Yarok or other key pieces of your board. We don't really want to make rhinos or gain life, but you can if you want. That's all. Thank you for watching. These videos are actually super fun to make and give me a great creative outlet and a way to share my love of Magic. Like and subscribe or don't. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just happy to be here.